Right, we are here with the Future Starts now, and IRT's Richard Cole joins me. We've just been there for the presentation. Well, firstly, Richard, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good to have you.
We've just been there, watched the presentation. Exciting for harness racing.
Oh, incredibly exciting. I mean, you know, when you've got that sort of investment coming into the game that had been struggling, and I don't think anyone would disagree that we haven't been struggling, it's only got to be positive for the future.
You guys support the industry, you fly a lot of horses, you race a lot of horses, which we will touch on that unfortunate part right at the end. It'd be like ripping a scab off. What is it about harness racing that you love and makes IRT want to back it and support it so much?
And that's a great question. And I would say probably first and foremost the people. My involvement in IRT started in 2016. Prior to that, I hadn't really raced many harness horses at all, probably two. Yep. So I was heavily ensconced in the thoroughbred space, and I'm still involved in that space, no question, personally. Yep. But I love the people. I guess I love the camaraderie. I love the fact that there's a lot of genuineness that comes to this industry, and I guess that's probably because people tend to band together a little bit more than perhaps in some other industries, and that's the part that we love. It's always been a very big part of IRT's backbone and our fabric, and we've had great support from the harness industry. We've had great support across all industries, but we've had a lot from harness, and as a consequence of that, you know, this is something that I was keen to get in and drive further, and you know, I think we've done a great job of doing that, so it's exciting.
You actually fitted the Campbell's Comments motto very well. No mention of the punts, no mention of high price horses or anything else like that. It is actually what harness racing is. It is a journey. Yep. The Future Starts now. It's a journey. It's a trip that people can go along and have a hell of a time. You
know, it was interesting listening to the comments tonight, you know, and they talk about these new races and 150, I think, if I'm not quite right with that, in terms of fillies and mares races. And I hear people saying, and on social media, where are the horses going to come from? If we don't have the opportunity, we cannot build, right? And I think one of the bigger things that I got out of tonight also is when Brad was talking about the slot racing. Now, I'm a fan of slot racing. A lot of people aren't, because they think, oh, it's the elitism and all the rest of it. But the reality being, unless we start to drive syndication and harness racing in New Zealand, then we will be dead in the water. And now the opportunity is there for that to happen. You don't have to have a lot of money. You can get in at a small level, you know, but we have to also have the opportunities for people to drive those, and that means breeding numbers, that means sale numbers, and I really think it's a huge positive for this industry. It's the opportunity's there. We have to deliver on it, though.
It is a huge opportunity, those two races, 2 3-year-old races. Now, there's opportunities both ways, pacers and trotters, yes, young horses up and coming. So a lot of trainers will be out there and they'll be thinking, oh, we'd like that. What you said there, get some syndicates together. Correct. Now, if there's a couple of guys watching, they've got a little bit of coin, they want to get involved in harness race, buy a slot.
Got to.
And then you can be one of the major players and have a little bit of fun on what is the greatest harness racing week ever. IRT trotting. What is it? New Zealand Cup trotting week. Yep. I'll get it also. New Zealand Trotting Cup. Now I've got it. Week, but it is the best carnival you'll ever go to, and now people can be a part of it in a different way.
Absolutely, it's a phenomenal week. It's probably one of the biggest weeks of the year that I look forward to most, and there is the opportunity to get in. I was only having a conversation with Peter Bacon tonight around the slot racing, and he said to me, Ian, I look to buy a share in a slot. Have you got anything for the share? Now, personally, with horses that I do own a share in, I might have one or two that, if things go well, might get to a race like that, but you have to look at the future. Yep. And I know there's a couple of very handy 2-year-olds that are there that for next year would be prime for this sort of race and this opportunity, so people have to get in behind it. As you say, you don't have to have deep pockets. You know, you can get a group of 20 or 30 guys together and find, you know, that if they want to be invested in the game. But I think if people are getting into the game and they're excited to get into it, they have to see there's a future opportunity for return. And we probably haven't had that in the past, whereas now I think those opportunities will be there, and they've created those opportunities. So very exciting times.
Your IRT hat on, you could almost take it as a negative, if you like, that this industry is going to get more positive, because, I mean, it'd be silly to say you don't make a lot of money out of sending horses to Australia and elsewhere. I mean, that's the backbone of your business.
Of course.
Brad said there in the interview, horses won't be travelling as much. One, you've got 150 fillies races. We've got races every Tuesday night at Cambridge. There's going to be a need for these horses to stay up and around here. Yet you're still positive about it. That's a great thing.
Well, I think he also said you'll find that there's horses coming back from Australia to New Zealand. So, you get
the Aussies twice.
The door swings both ways. I guess I would take a line through domestic traffic, okay, where we had a service come back on late last year. It's always historically been only around event time that you'd get support for people wanting to fly horses. With the issues that we have now across the Cook Strait, with the ferry delays, with how people have found that they can get on a plane, they can be in Christchurch or they can be in Auckland in an hour and a half. They can race, they can get home. It's added another dimension to these opportunities that trainers have and owners have to move their horses around. So when one door closes, and it's not that it's closing, but there's always an opportunity somewhere else. So you always have to look at what that opportunity looks like and how we leverage off that.
And that's one of the things with all this negative, this won't work or that won't work. How about they stop saying that and try and work out some way that they could make some nice coin?
I guess the people that have got the negative approach and this won't work and that won't work, I'm not seeing them bringing to the table suggestions or ideas about how it could or should. Yeah. Look, I don't even buy into that, because the reality being, unless you want to take a glass half full approach, then what's the point of, breathing, to be fair?
And it's a great industry that we have fun with. You and I, we've been to many of these carnivals. We'll hopefully be going to many more.
I hope so.
You've got a better chance than me. I've got to keep sweet with all the new hierarchy. Hopefully we are, and hopefully people are enjoying this industry, and we can hopefully get some new people into this sport, which is what we want.
I have no doubt we can, but we have to be able to deliver a product, right? And I think that's the key. The opportunity, as they say, starts now, because we are going to be able to offer an opportunity and offer a product that we can bring new people into. Yep. I had a mate recently return from Australia, a Sydney boy, loves his thoroughbred racing, and nothing else exists other than thoroughbred racing in his world. He's now bought a share on 3 standardbreds. He's been along here 3 or 4 times and having the time of his life, just loved it. Didn't think it was as exciting as it was until he got involved, and that's the sort of individual that you need to attract. And they are there's no question. We just, as an industry though, have to go and find them, work on them, and help bring them to the table with the product.
And the regular time slot is the go as well. And I'm sorry,
Definitely.
But we've just got it in Victoria, and I love it. It's only been a couple of weeks. Great mate of mine, he'll love me saying Bendigo is every Wednesday. It's a little in-joke that I got with one of my mates, but it's okay. Every Wednesday night is racing in Bendigo. But that's it. Shepparton will be racing with Cambridge. There's no worries there. Melton will be racing with the Friday nights. And that's the thing. Let's start thinking bigger picture, which because you travel both sides of the ditch. But it doesn't matter. I'll also like to say, from an industry participant, and both sides of the ditch is affected, thank you. All of our sponsors that contribute to our industry. I don't do a lot with you. There's a little bit of cloudy water, if you like, but that's what you get. That's what you get in business.
We're all in it for the one reason.
Absolutely, but any of these people that put their money where their mouth is, support our industry and sponsor. Victoria have recently sponsored the stables there, which doesn't have anywhere near the same effect as Addington, because Addington Stables is right on the corner and people see that. But no, but that's what I'm still saying. It's thank you.
Yeah, no, and look, I really appreciate that. I really do. We love what we do, and we want to be involved. We hope that we, get the benefits from that, and we do get the benefits from it. So, I'm passionate about it. I love it. As a brand, we just engaged in the industry, full stop. I can't be more positive and more upbeat about what the future holds for us. I really can't.
Right, before we finish it, the negative, unfortunately, and if people aren't aware, unfortunately, Bet and Win has been withdrawn from the Great Square, the Harasser Trotters Great Square. A little bit unfortunate, nothing major by all accounts, but just bad timing.
Hey, look, I just said to someone earlier, from a personal perspective, I think it's the 3rd time this year I've had a horse scratch from a Group 1 leading up to, and I think all were favourites. So I don't know whether I'm the Jonah or not. I really feel for David and Stacey. They put a huge amount into this horse, and they've done a phenomenal job. As an owner, look, you just roll with the punches. It's disappointing, but you've got a horse. It's not a major issue. He'll live to fight another day. Welfare of the horse is most important. As a brand, that's what we stand for. So When David contacted me the other day and said, we've got an issue, I said, look, mate, the welfare of the horse comes first, and if we're not 100%, we just don't go round. So there'll be some excited trainers and owners that are now left in the race that he's not there, because there's no question he was going to be a big chance. And
the first emergency gets a run too.
Yeah, that's right. So look, there's winners and there's losers in everything that we do, and it's a shame, but it's just the way it is, and you just got to roll with it, and we'll be there for the next one, I hope.
No, well spoken. Hopefully he's at the $400,000 Dominion Handicap on IRT New Zealand Trotting Cup, Cup Week. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, that would be great. Yeah, I just was having a bit of an ad up before about what the possibilities might become Cup Week for runners, and that could be quite exciting. So
young horse on the up, and got horses like Just Believe that'll be probably jumping on the bird, but you've got plenty going on. So
it's exciting, mate. It really is.
Richard, thank you, and thank you very much for everything that you guys do for the sport. It's outstanding.
Really appreciate what you put into the sport too, because I know you give this a huge commitment. And I just said earlier before we came on, do you ever spend any time at home? You're at every event, you're at every meeting, and we appreciate what you do for our industry as well. So thank you.
Thank you. I think I spent 4 weeks at home, and she was happy to see me get on the plane to New Zealand. So I don't know what that means. Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much, mate.